Hello and good Sunday, everybody. This is a midday update on this January 25th. News 40 and 270 weather together for the 270 and beyond. As we continue to cover this winter storm, I'm Chris Allen. Here's what's changing. And if you've been watching my updates, then you know what's been changing, and that is that we go from one precipitation type to another. And that's what's happening right now. And so that's going to continue changing from what we were getting, which was some sleet, freezing rain, and now it's going to go back to just snow. But a huge change in temperature is about to happen. And in fact, it's happening right now. That transition, another transition is happening. And that is going to be something that when it occurs, it's going to be a blast and not in a good way. So let me show you what's going on. I don't want this update's not going to be long, I promise, because I've been going over an hour. This one will be a few minutes. So here's the deal. We've got all of this, which is, been mostly rain and now sleet. And this is good that we're starting to get sleet right around southern Kentucky. And the temperatures, which started in the 30s this morning, is now in the 20s. And we're now falling below freezing. And as I look out my window right now, the wind is picking up, but that's all that's happening. In fact, here, that's a look live outside my window. And what I'm seeing is just a little light snow flurries and really not much else. The wind is picking up. And so it's going to start kind of blowing some of the snow around as it's going to blow through here. It's all going to be snow from here on out. We're getting a little break in between the precipitation right now, but it's all going to go right back to snow as we're now making that move. And you can see it happening right there on the radar. So if you're still way out east of us, like Somerset, you're at 34, Monticello 34, London's at 32, then you've got some 40s. Crazy, crazy stuff. There's the low pressure system moving out of the area, thank God. Leaving behind this little period right here of sleet and maybe a little freezing rain, but now we're getting this break right here. This little area that's just going to be kind of a zone of nothing for a little bit. But then this is also where the winds are actually picking up, and I should be putting them this direction because the winds now are coming out of the north and northwest. They're picking up. That's the really cold air starting to take over now. And from here on out, it is going to be, as you see back here, all snow. And look at these temperatures, 14 in Hopkinsville. We're at 22 in Bowling Green, here at 133. It's 14 in Murray, Kentucky, 12. Where is that? That's up in Northwest. Is that? I'm not sure exactly. Don't have the town name up there, but just northeast of Paducah. And on back here in parts of southern Illinois, we've got teens and single digit temperatures. And that's what's coming our direction. So if you're still getting a little bit of sleet, like out east of Interstate 65, this is not going to last much longer. And thankfully, it's just sleet. The good news is we had enough melting this morning as temperatures got above freezing for a while, and it's helped melt a lot of what we saw earlier, and it's caused the roads to be really slushy. I was out, if you saw my drive, live drive this morning, I went down toward Gold City and then down toward Franklin, and then I circled back into Bowling Green. Very, very, very slushy. And now all of that is going to get a little coating of snow on top, but all of it is going to freeze and it's going to just be crunchy, hard, like concrete. As we get into tonight, it is going to be nasty. It's going to be that nasty. Even today, when I was out driving and that stuff, it was awful. I had to put extra traction on my car or on my truck, and it's got a little settings where you can hit it for snow or mud or sand or whatever, wherever you take the truck. And I had to put it in the snow setting so I could get that little bit of extra traction, and it worked. But I'm telling you, if you were just a regular driver of a vehicle like a car, sedan, even SUV or something that's not made for this kind of stuff, it was awful. It was not a good place to be. So this is going to now turn to all snow in the next few hours, but it's going to get really, really cold, really cold. So get ready for it, because this is going to be the coldest part of the storm. Will there be any more blackouts? Will there be any more, danger of limbs falling and, power outages? Well, it's very possible. I mean, look at this. This is the current power outage situation across the United States. Right now, there's almost, as you see the number at the top left, oh, I was going to say almost 1 million. But right as I said that, it changed right there. 1,018,477 people are without power. Lordy mercy. Now, Tennessee is at number one, the most. Mississippi's number two. They have absolute destruction in Mississippi, especially around Oxford, Tupelo. Of course, my wife is from Mississippi, and we were looking at pictures, and it looks like a bomb went off. See, that's a real ice storm. What we've got was a taste, not a full ice storm. They, in Mississippi, have a full-on ice storm. Louisiana, then you got Texas, Georgia, Kentucky's way down the list here. Now we're starting to get some in West Virginia and Alabama as the system begins to move that direction. So let's go to Kentucky. And thanks to poweroutage.com, we can see in real time all the outages, and you can see all the counties here, who's got what. So Simpson County, you've got, well, let's look here on this list. Pulaski County, that's Somerset, is in the lead. This is not a list you want to be like, hey, we're in the lead, we're number one. This is a list you don't want to be at the top of. But Pulaski, Somerset, they have almost 10,000 people without power. Then you go to Laurel County. Now, Barron County is in third place at 5,600 people without power. So it's mainly, as we go to Barron County, you see right there, it's mainly Farmers RECC. Then it goes Tri-County, EMC, Kentucky Utilities. Warren County doesn't have Warren Rural Electric. But out of 19,000 customers in Barron County, 5,600 are without power. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so let's go back to the Kentucky list. So you've got Barron, then you've got Allen County. Out of 13,000, almost 14,000 customers, you've got 5,400 without power, and most of that is Tri-County EMC. And when I was out driving around, I saw a lot of these electric companies out working. So they're out there. They know the outages. They know who's got power and who doesn't. Then you've got from Allen County, you got Russell, Monroe, McCreary, Clay, and then it starts to go out into eastern Kentucky. So here you see the percentages. So outages by county. Here's Tri-County EMC. You've got about 34%, almost 35% without power at the moment. Farmers RECC down here, you've got 24% outage. Then you go into Barron County here, you've got almost 30% without coverage. Allen County, almost 39%. So, yeah, it's a lot. Yes, it's a lot, and it's all confined right here, as you can see, to southeastern Kentucky. But they all know, everybody knows who's got power and who does not. And so they're taking care of it as best they can, but you got to realize that in some of these cases, they're going to have to, some of these lines are out in fields and places that, man, it's just going to get hard. It's going to be hard to get to. And it may take a while for some of them. And it's icy, it's slippery. It's just, even with those big trucks, they can bog down in that snow and ice and get stuck and all that. So just hang in there, folks. Be patient. They're going to get to it. Now, here's the other thing I wanted to show you. And again, I'm not going to keep you long this time. Here's a look. I want you to see, and I showed you this earlier if you were watching. The temperatures are starting to collapse. And really, that's the best way to describe it. They're collapsing because we have been in the 30s and we've had rain and freezing rain and sleet here in Bowling Green. And now the transition is beginning to go from the 30s into the 20s and into the teens very quickly. So right now we're at 21 and 20, 21 at the Corvette plant, 20 at the sensor that is out at the Ag Expo Center here in Bowling Green. And now we're starting to see 18 in Morgantown, 17 in Russellville, 19 in Franklin. And the winds are starting to pick up as well. I've noticed that. And look at that. Look, the winds have been calm, and now all of a sudden, they're starting to gin up a little from the west and northwest. Yeah, the gusts are starting to happen back here as the cold air is starting to blow in. So the transition is happening back to snow, but also to the bitter, bitter cold. I mean, this cold is going to be absolutely awful. So let's take just real quick. I don't want to go long. I've been 14 minutes. That's not bad. Okay, so we'll talk to a couple of you here. Cheryl, we just got power back on in Cleveland. Praise the Lord. That's awesome. Sheila, snowing South Hill and Butler County. Thanks for that report. Reagan, is Bowling Green getting any more snow? Yep, it's going to start snowing here in just a little bit, in just a few minutes, but only about half inch. Yeah. Glenna, I'm thankful here in Rockfield they got the power back on in 2 hours. Well, there's another praise report, ladies and gentlemen, because that's good. I mean, I'm telling you, I saw it when I was out driving around. Those people with power, the power companies have been out. I mostly saw power crews and I mostly saw road crews. And both of those crews are just working their butts off. They're doing a fantastic job. Just be patient if you're still without power because they're going to get to you. They know that you're without power. Dana, he didn't say how much. He just said it will be snow only, very cold, single digits. Oh, snow, half inch to an inch. That's all the more snow we're going to get. But I want you not to focus on the snow, okay? Please do not focus on the snow. Focus on how cold it's going to get, okay? Because that really is the big story. And so let me show you how cold it's going to get. I can show you the numbers, okay? So here we go. For just a moment, let me show you. Let me switch over and show you the numbers before I go. All right, here we go. Stand by. Okay, there they are. Oh, I got to move me again. I'm just going to move me. I'm not going to cut myself off here like I did before. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. 14 today. All right. And we've been in the 30s, so the 30s will count as a high. Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay, never mind. I thought that was kind of low. So 14 tomorrow, after a low of 4. That 4 you see right there above my head, that 4, that's tonight's low temperature. Tonight, 4. And then as the winds pick up, it's going to feel like it's maybe 4 below or even worse. Then we go -1 for a low temperature Monday night after we only get up to 14. That's tomorrow with the sun coming out, only going to get up to 14. Everything stays on the ground. Now, Tuesday, there's this little temporary warm up to 30, but it's not going to help. We're going to go right back down to 4 on Tuesday night, then get up to 26 Wednesday. Look at all these low to mid 20s for all this week, every single night. Look at that. Every single night between now and Saturday night will be in the single digits. And we come close to going above freezing on Tuesday, but then we cool back down again and get into the 20s. The next time we're above freezing might be next Sunday, maybe, but more likely next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Right there. But look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights in a row of single digit lows. And if there's any bit of a wind, yes, the wind chill is going to be absolutely brutal and below 0. That's what's coming. And it's almost here. We're almost there. Once the snow begins again, that's when the temperatures crash, and it's going to be brutal. So get ready because it's coming. All right. So I just wanted to do that quick update for you, and let you know where things stand here in the middle of the day. Just going through some of your comments here, just seeing if there's any reports of anything. Here's Dorothy. We live in Cleveland, close to Wingfield. Ours hasn't come back on. I guess your electricity, but glad for the other Cleveland area residents. So if somebody in Cleveland, which they said at the beginning here, that their power is back on now, it's just moment. It'll be moments. Hopefully, Dorothy, your power will be back on. Here's Brian Jarvis. Just got the all-wheel drive with snow feature on a RAV4 out in Ivan Downs. That's just off Elrod Road here in Bowling Green. Not a good idea. Slid all over the road, and I know Jarvis. Worked with him, good guy. He knows what he's talking about. So, in other words, he's saying, do not get out. It's not good. And it's going to be worse as we freeze back over tonight. Casey, outages all over Allen County. Yep, that's why the numbers were big. Sandra, is there another winter storm coming in next weekend? Yes, but it's going to be further south and east. Well, actually that way, southeast, as you're looking at the screen. It's actually going to affect places like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, maybe even Florida. How about that? It's going to be kind of an offshore system that's going to move in, and then as the colder air settles in over it, they could get snow in those places. More so. I mean, places like the panhandle of Florida that doesn't normally get snow. But yes, there is a system coming in next weekend. Don't right now it's too soon to say how far north it's going to go, but it could ultimately have an effect on us. Yvonne, prayers for the line workers and tree service companies. Yes. Since the warm up, the snow is now crunchy. Songbirds are still feeding like no problem. I know, they were all over the roads because they're looking for food. And so a nice flat road is a good place to find food for birds. And every time I'd come up, I was only going about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but they were waiting till I got right up on them and then they would fly away. They were on the roads looking for food. So yeah. Jay says it's starting to snow in Russellville. Yep, you're on that edge of the snow as it's starting to return. So the snow is starting to return as we speak, just to the west of Bowling Green. So here's Susan saying sleeting in Glasgow again, just a few moments ago. Yeah. It's coming. I mean, if you're getting sleet right now, like Glasgow, it's going to change soon over to snow, and then that bitterly cold air will start to take over. Let's see. Yeah, the next storm will be further south. We're not done with the snow. Here's Hunter. What was the total ice accretion in Bowling Green? About a quarter inch, in some cases to about a third of an inch. We didn't really get a half inch of snow here. I mean, ice on trees and power line. And that's why in Warren County, there are very few outages because we just didn't get that much. You can look out, you saw it on my picture from my video from home. It's all pretty and glistening and glazy, but we didn't get enough to knock down a lot of trees and power lines. And even when I went down into Simpson County in the Franklin area, I only saw a very few tree limbs, and I didn't see any power out or power lines down. So, but as we start to freeze up again, we're going to have to keep an eye on the power situation because it could still be one of those situations where we're getting a lot of outages. So, yeah, there's that. Tara, we just lost power in Alvaton. Right as I said, we didn't have that many power outages in Warren County. Did I jinx it? Did I do that? No. So, anyway, okay. From here on out, just be aware of the transition that is happening right now. The roads are terrible. Terrible. Do not venture out. It is awful. Awful. It's dangerous, really. Just do not get out. It's not a good idea. We are going to continue to monitor. I will keep an eye on all of this as we go through the afternoon and evening. And there you see the transition is happening right now. And this is kind of the dividing line right here between, whoops, I knew it would do that. Quit. Let me reset. Okay, here it comes. So we're in that dividing line where we're seeing the sleet and freezing rain east of that line. And that's also where you're seeing the warmer temperatures. See it right there, 34, 33, 34. Okay, so now behind it, look, Glasgow, you've fallen to 27. Bowling Green continues to fall. Even as I started, it was what, 25, 26? Now it's 21. And look back here to Hopkinsville, it's 14. And all that blue is snow. So Bowling Green, you're done pretty much with freezing rain or even sleet. You still may get a few sleet pellets here in the next 30 minutes or so, but right behind you in that deeper cold air, it's all going to change to snow. And that's going to be snow with us the rest of the day and into part of tonight, but it's only going to add up maybe to another inch or so. And then we're done. Then we'll have to deal with the very cold temperatures. Okay, I may do another update later this evening. It's going on 2 o'clock right now. I'll decide later if I'll do that, but you'll know about it if I do. In the meantime, look, I kept it to 28 minutes. Wow. 28 minutes. So thank you. Thank you, good people. You're wonderful. We just felt like here at News 40, this is a better way to keep you up to date because you're not on your TVs, you're on your phone. This is where you're watching right here and on your PCs and on your tablets. We could get on TV, but who's watching? Hardly anybody. We want to reach you where you are, and that's on your phone. So we could get on there, do a 30-minute blah, blah, blah. Look, it snowed. Look, here's how you shovel snow. And I mean, really? Boring. How about I just give you the facts, explain everything, and then more importantly, what they don't tell you on TV is what's coming next and when it's coming next. And that's what I'm here to do. I'll see you after a while. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, check out the News 40 weather app and the news app. We got a lot of stories going on, and they're right there on the app and at WNKY.com. I'll talk to you later.